Welcome guys and welcome back to my channel mentor session. Today we're going to be talking about breaker blocks and patience. And we'll break these breaker blocks and patience to how Tony Iyke waits and the kind of how he waits for his breaker block, the kind of breaker blocks he takes, and little secrets that you might have missed out. Let's get straight into the video. So before I start, I tell before the end of the video, by the end of the video, you should know what a breaker block is. That's if you don't know what a breaker block is, you should understand breaker blocks better. You should identify breaker blocks. Now you need to know how to deal with breaker blocks with long wicks, short wicks, and the rest. So you'll be able to place your essay properly and catch better trades. So let's get straight into the video without wasting any time. And please guys, if you're new, please subscribe, support me by subscribing and like this video, especially like this video. Please like this video. So first of all, before we get straight into the video, the question is, what is breaker blocks? Now breaker blocks just simply means an order block that have failed. So what does it mean? What do I mean by an order block that have failed? For example, we have an order block. So this A shape, some people call it A shape liquidity or key level. This A shape represents a series of candle, and right here we have another block. Each other block in the market is better to push price in its direction. For example, this is an A shape order block. Where price anytime price comes to an A shape order block, person push to the downside. But a breaker block is formed when that other block fails to fulfill this its purpose. And for example, in this scenario, this A plus, this A shape liquidity, you can see price broke it to the upside, and now this what we have right here is considered a breaker block. So let's look at the markets and identify breaker block. I've seen some people that still find it difficult to spot breaker blocks, and they are new traders. So most of us already know breaker blocks. Let me just start with the basic before hitting the nail on the head. So this is a breaker block. This in fact is a breaker block. So it's another block that failed, and when price crosses this becomes a breaker block. When price crosses this becomes a breaker block. So breaker block has as many in the market as other blocks. Breaker block is very common. So now we have established what breaker block is. um it's time for us to establish how to identify breaker blocks. So identifying breaker blocks is as very much important, because when you're talking about identifying breaker blocks, not just identifying where can we see breaker block in the market, because yeah, there are definitely many type of breaker block in the market, but which of these breaker blocks are actually valid? That's what we are going to discuss in identifying breaker blocks. So let's get into it. So yeah, if you want to, in order to identify a valid breaker block, we need to, first of all, most of us we learned from being able to like draw the breaker block patterns. That is very important to be able to draw the breaker block patterns. So if you can draw it, you probably understand the concept behind the pattern. So let me draw a bullish breaker block. We have an A shape key level, and we can see price broke the A shape key level, that making invalidating this other block right here, which turns to a breaker block. And the next thing, which I anticipate liquidity, then expect price to come back down to tap into it, then push to the upside. This is for the bullish breaker block. And let me draw the bearish breaker block. It's kind of the same thing. In bearish breaker block, we have a V-shaped liquidity that we expect to push price to the upside, but it fails. Price broke through it, making it a breaker block. The next thing we anticipate is inducement, and after inducement, we expect price to come back into it and push to the downside. Now, this is like the basic form of breaker block, but most times price doesn't actually give up this exact stuff. Sometimes we have cases where inducement doesn't break structure. I know most of us know what inducement are. So let me draw a bullish example of where inducement did not break structure. So this is the breaker block, and we're anticipating inducement maybe goes halfway or probably somewhere like here, then comes back down to tap into the breaker block. We have, if you so most of what we think is right is through backtesting. So when you backtest in price past the time, you will find out that actually this stuff actually holds. This stuff actually holds, and if you don't really know and keep waiting for the liquidity to break structure, you might actually miss some trades that have made you serious money. So this is for the sales. Anticipate inducement did not break structure, price comes back down, tap into the point of interest and push back to the upside. So this is the patterns of breaker block. Now in I'm going to sorry about that. So I'm going to be giving live examples on this stuff on breakup block. I'll show the ones that broke structure, the one that didn't break structure, and this is for the basic. After that, I'll be showing long weeks and breakup block with long weeks, what to do, and the rest. Very important stuff. So don't make sure you don't miss out on the next part of this video. And please, if you haven't liked up to now, please like and subscribe to this video. Let's get into the video. Guys, before we get back into the video, today's video is sponsored by Nomy. So today I want to give you a solution that gives me daily profits. This team has been delivering one of the best results in the institutional crypto sector since 2019. I've heard about them many times and I use their services myself, and now they've become my sponsors. So I want to introduce you guys to Nomy. I use their solution because it provides the daily profits up to 153.4 API plus a range of products that complements my trading strategy. The fast also speaks for themselves. They have stayed leaders for 6 years despite market challenges, holding about 6 billion insurance reserve for users assets. That's definitely something worth paying attention to. So let me show you how I personally use this platform and how simple it is to start earning. And in future, I'll cover more opportunities that are available with Nomi. So first, this is their certificate. They are a certified company registered with international. They are certified, so you can also make your own research about them. And also, let me show you how I actually make money with Nomi. So this is the range of their products. You have interest accounts. They are for the staking. You have pre-market for launched coins, pre-market orders for coins that are about to be launched, meme coins and the rest. You can also use them as a wallet and also loan and staking. You can also exchange cryptos right on the platform. And also good to know that for staking, profit for staking is backed by institutional credit program with fully collateralized loans. So everything is just as it needs to be. So this is simply how I earn Nomi. You just go to fixed and select any crypto of your choice. Then you tap on the deposit icon, select any amount the amount you deposited, of course. So you select the amount you deposited, and the next you do is select how long you want to be holding that particular stake up to, how long you're staking for. You select whatever you like, and this is the 12-month plan. And after the 12-month plan, the next one I'm going to be doing the 3 months plan. So yeah, this is how simple it is. I'll just go to the fixed and get it done. So it's very easy, guys. You guys should just definitely go and check it out. I hope I've mentioned about the deposits. In your first deposit, you stand a chance for up to like $10,000 in crypto rewards. So yeah, Nomi supports about 800 assets. About 800 assets. You can also use it for crypto traders. You can also use it for your daily crypto trading, and that's what you use Nomi for. So yeah, now you can see this is the 9 months plan, and that's all. Like, and so that's all. Like I said, you can also use to trade crypto. That's for the crypto traders out there. So, with that being said, you guys should go and check out. You should go check out everything. The link is in the bio. And let's get back into the video, guys. Today video got sponsored, so that's it. And please, guys, nothing here is financial advice. Make sure you make your own research, make your thorough research before engaging or using your money into anything. So remember that every financial decision you make is totally yours, and I'm not actually giving any financial advice or whatever stuff like that. So since we got sponsored, we are going to be doing a giveaway, and I said it in the group that we actually have a giveaway. I'm giving out only a 5k good funded account. I'll pay for a 5k good funded account for somebody, and the person is going to be from YouTube, and it's going to be the person that engaged the most in my channel this week. So the winner is going to next week, sorry. So the winner is going to be announced on Friday. Stay tuned, like and comment. See you guys. So let's get back into the video. So guys, about one, two, so guys, about breaker blocks with their inducement. So I told you about inducement. Some inducement don't need to break structure, while some inducement needs to break structure. This is one of the obvious secrets about breaker block. But that inducement that doesn't need to break structure also have its own rules. And if you want to learn more about how to get a proper inducement, a valid inducement, go and check out my previous video. My last video we're talking about valid inducement. You watch that and you definitely get what you're looking for, and that inducement is valid for both breaker blocks and other blocks. So you need to watch that video. So yeah, the next topic I'm going to be talking about is next So the next one I'm going to talk about is if a breaker block has long wick, what should you use? So this right here is an example of what I mean by if a breaker block has long wick. You want to take a trade from a breaker block and the breaker block has long wick. What should you do? The simplest thing to do is after you got your inducement, you can see from here you can see that the inducement that occurred right here was an engineered liquidity. So on that video, on the video I'm telling you guys about, you would see this stuff how I did it. But let me give you a preview. Let me give you a preview. So this stuff is supposed to be here. Okay. In that video I explained that a valid inducement should at least break structure or retrace 80% before coming to your point of interest. And what can you see right here? You can see that this inducement retraces 80%. So when I'm teaching you all these secrets, these are secrets that I've backtested a lot. If you take your time and backtest through pairs, you will notice that if an inducement does not do a valid retracement, at least valid, what I mean by valid, up to like 80% before coming back to your end, before coming back to tap into your point of interest, it didn't break structure, it didn't retrace at least 80%, the possibility of you losing that trade is very high. So I've backtested this stuff and I'm bringing these secrets to you guys. So if you go and watch my last video, if you watch my last video, you understand what I mean by valid inducement. Very important. And next thing, after I saw that the inducement, this is actually a trade I caught. So after I saw that inducement has actually retraced the 80% I was waiting for, what was I looking for? The next thing I marked up was the wick. This was the wick right here. Week right here. I didn't bother with the body. I saw somebody actually wanted to take from the body, and we were both bearish on GBP USD, but I hit B and he missed a trade because I knew when to wait. So that's the stuff. When you have long wick, and the inducement doesn't come too close. If this inducement came as close as this before falling back down towards the 80% and comes back up, I'm definitely going to take from the body. Like, this is true experience. When the inducement is too close to your breaker block that has long wick, the inducement is too close to your breaker block that have long wick, when price creates that inducement and comes back up, you definitely take on the body and not the wick. So you need to make sure that your inducement gives space of your breaker block. A valid breaker block, especially when you're dealing with wick, a valid breaker block, especially when you're dealing with wick, should have fair value gap. Fair value gap is very important when you're dealing with breaker blocks, especially when you're there to take from the wick of the breaker block, and you can only take from the wick of a breaker block that has long wick. If the breaker block has short wick, make sure you cover both the wick and the body. This is common stuff that everybody should know. So I marked it up, and yeah, I immediately left at the closest is the liquidity before price came back down. And you can see I hit stop loss right here. Why didn't I take it from the body? Because price used the wick. Price used the wick to create inducement. Why didn't I take it from the why didn't I take this trade from the body, and I took it from here instead? The simple stuff behind it was that price created inducement with the wick. That's very fine, but the other block was very close. And if this other block was, there are situations you will see stuff like this other block will form right here. I'll definitely take from the body, because this inducement can never be for this other block that is all the way down, all the way up here. So I'll definitely take from the body. But the other block was just in front of us, and the wick had been mitigated. So I just classified everything there as mitigated, and I took from the other block. And see the other block even still hit stop loss before before price started falling down, before price started falling downwards. Now in situations where this week is extra long, like probably long up to this extent, I would definitely I would then use the body, because if this leak was as tall as from here to here and price starting to the week fell down, the next point of interest I'll definitely take is going to be the body, because even the liquidity is not longer for the breaker block, for the other block, it's definitely for the body. So yeah, let me show you more examples. Of long wick. When you have long wick, so this is another example. This is another example. We have our liquidity here, and we have our long wick breaker block with a long wick. So where did I take my entry from? I took my entry, I also got this trade, I don't know, the last 2 weeks or something. I took my entry from the wick. And why did I take it from the wick? you can see that this liquidity is not close to the long wick, so the long wick is definitely still valid. And what we have large pool of fair value gap supporting that long wick. So fair value gap, like I said, is very important when you're trying to take a trade from the wick. Put that in your head. So you can see that a lot of engineered liquidity happened around here. So I was not really scared because this liquidity that I was trying to form was just engineered liquidity, and of course it didn't break structure. If this liquidity had broken, this is not the kind of structure I'm talking about. If this liquidity broke structure, if this liquidity had broken structure to the downside, like broken this low, I will no longer consider this the wick for my entry. I'll consider the body closure for my entry. So that's like few rules that you should also bear in mind while taking a breaker block entry. So let me also check if I can get other examples. If I can get more examples, I'll just move on to the next one. And okay. This is an example. Oh, where is it? Okay, this is an example of, yeah. This is another example. Although I didn't take this sell because this whole move was a retracement. Price took out. And maybe next time I'm going to teach you guys about retracement. Retracement is very important and retracement helps you to identify reversal faster. I'll definitely make a video on identifying reversals. So I was able to identify that this reversal was definitely going to happen. This reversal was like price is bearish and price just needed, after taking a strong daily low, there was retracement, and retracement needed to move into the discount zone and start continuing the sell to the downside. That's why I didn't consider this breaker block. If not, this breaker block is definitely a good breaker block for this buy. You can see it's a long week liquidity, and if you notice, this is few things you need to pick up. If you notice, I placed this box. I placed it from the start, then I placed it at the end of this other breaker block, because if price crosses and tap that other breaker block, then the point of interest I actually choose first has failed. So there is no need covering the whole of this, just just take an entry when I know that if price crosses here, this is no longer the breaker block that I'm using. This is now the breaker block. So instead of taking this and this, it's even better if this was a valid and reversal was not against it. Then I would have taken this, and if this had failed, then I would have considered this. But yeah, that is stuff. So the next rule I'm going to talk about, next rule I'm going to talk about is if the liquidity forms too close to the wick. Okay, I've already talked about when if your liquidity forms too close to your wick or tap into your wick, the next point of interest you should definitely look at is the body. So let me show examples of that stuff. So you can see this breaker block has a long wick, and before price this breaker block had a long wick. Immediately price took it out, price did the first pullback immediately and broke structure. The liquidity broke structure, and price started reversing back down. So in this particular situation right here, I won't have still taken this breaker block. I would have preferred to just sit it out. But you can see that there is a breaker block. There's another week, a week here. The lower time frame is going to definitely be a breaker block. This is a fresh breaker block that price has not touched into, and a fresh body that price has not touched into. So that's what I could call double break of structure. So this is a double break of structure that it gave me more confidence to take this trade, and it was a nice trade. So let me show you more examples. Okay. Okay. This is a breaker block. This is the week of a breaker block. Look at the week here. Look at the inducement. Are you seeing how close the inducement formed? Do you see how close the inducement forms to the week? The weeks are not like key levels. Sometimes you go to lower time frame, they are key levels, but the weeks are somehow. So when your liquidity forms too close to the weeks of your breaker block, I'm talking about long week breaker block, not just a breaker block that has tiny wicks. That's not the wicks I'm talking about. If you're trying to snipe from a tiny wick, you get sniped out. So when you see price do this kind of stuff, they just, instead of you to still pick from the wick, better you pick from the body. So watch carefully. Where did I pick from? The body. I was supposed to cover the whole body stuff, but yeah, this is breaker block. I need to actually act smart to actually minimize my SL. So I consider this other entry right here, this other breaker block right here, and I actually closed. I just found a body forward. I looked this way and I found a body forward. I can place my SL on top of it. So if price crosses there, I know that the price might not really be taking, like, selling from the breaker block I chose. Although the breaker block I chose is actually big, but that's just the way I economize it without making things complicated for me. So let me check out I wish yeah, I'll show you an example of where liquidity actually tapped into the wick. Liquidity actually tapped into the wick of the breaker block and came back down and tapped into the body. So this is anything that somebody tells you in the market, you need to just go and back test it, because that's it. You need to go and back test it. If you back test, you will know what you actually know what works. And when you know what works, you to actually build your confidence. So you can see this. Let me just show this example. This is a normal breaker block. You can see this breaker block has little wicks, and this is an inducement that formed. This breaker block is not, this is just small. You can never say that you want to take from this week and say you want to snipe. If you do that, you're definitely going to lose your trade. So this is not long wicks, so the wicks cannot be your entry. What I just did, I covered the whole breaker, the whole other block. I covered the whole other block. Sorry, the whole breaker block, which is the right thing to do. Cover the whole other block, and you can see how price tap into it and start flying. So this is an example of when price taps into your wick. You can see this inducement. This inducement right here tap into the wick of the breaker block, and price came back down, tap into the body, and bought. So you can jot it down. When you have a long wick and price taps into the wick to create inducement, comes back down, the body is valid. That is it. That's as simple as that. And if you want to check out, is this actually true, go to any pair that you trade and back test these findings yourself. If you back test once, it actually helps you grow your confidence. And yeah, I think I should have more examples now. Should have I should have more examples. Okay, I promised to make a video on how to practice properly, and so I can learn faster, because how I backtest, it helps me learn faster without using replay two and the rest. But these videos are tagged under jacks, and most of you are not really interested in these videos. So we are about 3,000 people on this channel, and we we hardly get 1k views, and that's really, really, really bad. And most time here we get 1k views, but we are about 3,000 people in this channel. So if you're seeing this video, like, and if you're not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe and go to those videos, like go to that valid inducement to watch it, go to Jack's trading range and watch those stuff. Comment I should make more of these videos, so I'll be able to get you more quality content with top secrets. Now there are other secrets. If you notice the way my entries are, is not haphazard. Like, I don't, like, there's a clean way I find my entries, and that's trading range. I trade within a range, and I'll try to make a video on that. But that's if you guys are actually interested in watching getting that video from me. So all you have to do is like, subscribe, and that pretty much is just like and subscribe. But don't take anything, like and subscribe. If you watch this video up to this extent, thank you very much. And also, I remember I said that, and nothing in this channel is financial advice. Please, nothing in the channel is financial advice. Make your own research. Both my directional bias, promotion videos, nothing is a financial advice. So I'll be coming live every Monday by 7 a.m. Always get ready for direction of the week. The direction for this week is killing it. Like, go and check. Okay, I've privated the direction for this week, because I shouldn't have done a directional bias video and left it. I shouldn't have done a directional bias video and left it on that normal videos. So normal videos will actually have value. So I'm going live for the direction. Next week direction, don't even miss it out. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Okay, like this, these are the final examples. Yeah, you can see price tapped into the wick, and the body was fresh type. Price tapped into it and we continue moving. So these are some of the secrets you learn with me, and the rest. You can see this one too. These are crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. If you want to learn from me and you don't have money to pay for any mentorship, you see, I don't know about mentorship. Mentorship should not be like 1 month stuff. That's not mentorship. So if what your problem is that 1 month mentorship, just go to YouTube, channels like mine and many other channels will actually help you out get where you want to go. If you want actual mentorship that's coaching you over 6 months, 1 year, whatever, yeah, you can find a mentor to do that for you. And that's pretty much it. I don't make the video excessively long, and it's already is. Let's go, guys. Love you guys. Oh, what? I forgot something. I forgot something, and I forgot something. What did I forget? I can't remember. I can't remember. Just like, comment,